striving for independence. As lawmakers meet in Moscow, the majority of residents in both of Georgia's breakaway regions are hoping their calls for sovereignty will finally be recognized. South Ossetia, bordering Russia in the north, and Abkhazia on the Black Sea had previously attempted to break away from Georgia through referendums, overwhelmingly in favor of independence. The results were ignored by Tbilisi, which claimed the ethnic Georgians which were forced to flee the regions were not consulted. The recent conflicts in South Ossetia has added further urgency to the demands for self-determination.
Despite such an attack on our people, South Ossetians' yearning for independence remains undeterred. We will continue to seek independence, fully abiding by the principles of international law. Our claim is very well founded according to political laws. We are fully aware of our responsibility to the Caucasian peoples, because peace is what Caucasus needs today.
The roots of the current discord can be traced back to the divide-and-conquer policies of Joseph Stalin, himself half Georgian, half Ossetian. Before the 1917 revolution, the ethnic groups of the Caucasus all lived as separate subjects of the Russian Empire. However, with the Bolsheviks came the redrawing of the map, with both South Ossetia and Abkhazia becoming parts of the Georgian Republic. When the Soviet Union collapsed, the then Georgian leader Zviad Gamsahurdia advocated a nationalist Georgia for the Georgians policy, reopening old wounds. 2 military conflicts followed, leaving thousands dead and forcing many more to flee the conflict zones. The ceasefire in the early 90s brought de facto independence to both regions, with the shaky truce maintained by peacekeeping forces of mainly Russian troops. Russia has never recognized the independence of either republic, although Georgia has repeatedly accused Moscow of trying to annex its territory.
Georgia will never give up any square kilometer of its territory. No matter what happens, we will never reconcile with the fact of annexation or indeed separation of parts of territory from Georgia.
Since becoming president in 2004, Mikhail Saakashvili has pledged to bring his country closer to the West, which also motivated his drive to end the territorial disputes. Ossetians and Georgians have lived side by side for centuries. The two groups share Soviet history and the Orthodox Christian religion. Intermarriage is common, but the ties that once bound their cultures have been severely damaged in the trauma of the recent fighting. Kosovo's self-declared independence in February, too, boosted this region's ambitions.
Especially after the precedent created by Kosovo, the situation, after all, is the same. And Abkhazians and Southern Ossetians perhaps have even more rights to be recognized as separate nations, as independent states by the world community. More rights than Kosovo.
Most Abkhazians and South Ossetians carry Russian passports. The only valid currency is the Russian ruble. Both self-declared republics have presidents, flags, national anthems, armies, and now Moscow's support. In the wake of the latest conflict, Russia has pledged to stand by any decision made by the people of the two breakaway regions regarding their future status. And with the international support given to Kosovo's sovereignty, Abkhazia and South Ossetia feel they have the right to expect the same from the world community.